G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Riot shotgun. This is a Fallout New Vegas weapon that has been faithfully recreated in Fallout 4 with custom sounds and animations. The lowdown on this thing, it's a semi-automatic shotgun that is fed by a drum magazine, so a high ammo capacity, a high rate of fire, lots of killing potential, very effective weapon in close quarters. This thing also has a couple of uniques, we'll get to those in a second, but for now, let's go over the attachments. Although before that, I should mention this thing has got the munitions patch. There's a version of this that doesn't have the munitions patch, but for some reason they've decided that this thing going to chamber 20 gauge shotgun shells when the thing in New Vegas chambered the standard vanilla game 12 gauge shotgun shells, which is perplexing. I don't know why they did that. Perhaps DAC really likes the munitions mod and they just had to port it in. Who knows? Regardless of how confusing it is, you can always download a vanilla game version of this. It'll fire the true 12 gauge shotgun shells if this munitions version doesn't tickle your fancy. Now, let's get into the attachments. First of all, we've got the receivers, and it's basically got the same receivers as a combat shotgun, except for not having any automatic receivers, which maybe, just maybe, we'll find an auto Riot shotgun in one of the uniques that we'll have a look at a little bit later. But for now, we'll go over to the barrels. Got a short barrel right now, very reminiscent of what it looks like in Fallout New Vegas. Actually, I think that's closer, but you can have a longer barrel that'll increase your range. Very good for a shotgun, and also accuracy. And you could have a ported version, which increases the recoil, adds this heat shield over the barrel, so you know you're not going to burn your fingers if you decide to grab this from its barrel. So the little handguard there extends up. Extra points for safety, extra points for range and accuracy, so we'll do that. Next, we've got the stock. You can have this standard New Vegas spec 0 stock, or you could have it completely blacked out, which looks really cool. You could have a folding stock, a little bit like a Striker 12, and this one in black. A full stock, which gives you more of that Remington look with that pistol grip stock, black in that. And then you can also grab gunslinger stocks, which have shells stacked along the side there, just in case you want to, like, top up your magazines or something. I don't think this works quite as well when you're not reloading the shells individually, but this one will increase your reload speed and also better recoil, I guess, as compared to your standard 0 stock. This one gives you a little pouch on the side, which gives you better recoil and carry weight, perhaps helpful in a survival playthrough where shotgun shells are heavy, so this thing is going to help you offset the weight of its rounds, provided you are using the 12 gauge rounds, of course. And also there's options for recoil compensating stocks, which look like M4 stocks. That's cool. Exceptional recoil. It's tempting, but I want to go for something which gives me better reload speed, so we'll go for that one. Next, we've got the drums. You can have a standard drum, a quick eject version of that, or big boy drum and a quick eject version. So that's going to be the highest ammo capacity and a faster reload speed, so it's a no-brainer. Next, we've got the sights. Are they required for a shotgun? No. Are they cool to use anyway? Yes. So standard sights, you can have glowing sights if you feel like it. Holographics, reflexes, we've seen these many, many times before. There's also options for a short scope, medium scope, and this cool thermal scope, which we might use, who knows. Since this thing is a semi-automatic shotgun, shotgun meaning firing multiple projectiles, potentially throwing a scope on this thing to make use of sniper knockdowns, provided they've got all of the modifications or the keywords in place. This is going to be a particularly potent combination for a combat shotgun or a Riot shotgun, so that's worth thinking about. I might have to test that with perhaps one of the uniques or maybe a couple more that I make, but all for performance-wise, we'll just go for holographic for better VATS usage. Next, we've got the muzzles. You can have a compensator, spiked compensator, duckbill, which will increase your spread tightness and give you slightly better range. It's probably going to be your best in terms of performance. There's also an option for a suppressor. It'll give you a bit of extra damage thanks to your ace operator, but we'll lose out on a tiny little bit of range. Not too much, to be honest, but the penalty is there if you were to, say, go from a duck build over to the suppressor. Let's make this one loud and proud. 194 range on the shotgun, I think, is quite good. Legendary effect provided by a legendary modification. Skip over that. And now we get to the shells. You can have buckshot shells. Flechette gives you armor piercing that causes bleeding damage. That's pretty good. Also tighter spread, so makes it slightly more viable over a slightly longer distance. Dragon's Breath, which is incendiary. It's not all that interesting. It just gives you fiery projectiles that give you a tiny little bit of extra damage. Magnum buckshot will increase your damage at the cost of recoil. Explosive shells, ooh, that's tempting. And there's also options for slugs, which is one big round if you are unfamiliar with the concept of that. Also options for rifling those slugs to make them more accurate, so you can have a sniper status Riot shotgun, because why not have a shotgun that can do everything? And pulse slugs, they're cool. They're from New Vegas. They should do more damage against robots, so you get a little bit of extra energy damage out of those things as well. Probably a little bit more damage overall, thanks to this thing over the pulse or the standard slug shells. But whether they hit scan, I don't quite know. There's also plasma slug shells, which I've seen in DAC mods before. These things fire like standard like plasma shots, so the projectile is really slow, which I find, I mean, you're going to want to use these things sort of up close anyway, but it kind of sucks when you're trying to snipe things and your projectiles are moving at the speed of plasma blobs. It's not super fun, so I think we'll just go for a standard approach here. Magnum buckshot shells, 215 damage with this thing's rate of fire and ammo capacity. I feel like we're going to be in good hands. And also, you're going to get an extraneous accessory on the bottom. Flashlight, Left 4 Dead vibes out of that. Shell saddle for even faster reload speed. A targeting laser for marking out targets when you point at them, like a recon scope. And a VATS targeting module for increased VATS hit chance. Whether that's actually super useful to use on a shotgun, I'm not entirely sure, because if you're out of range for a shotgun, even if you do get those hits, you'll be hitting for very minimal damage anyway, so probably not the best option. Looks like the improved reload speed on the shell saddle is going to be a strong pick, and now this thing is covered in shells. Anyways, that's one Riot shotgun, cursed as it is. Let's go and find some more, and we'll talk about the uniques. The Riot shotgun is injected onto the leveled list at level 14. We're here at Cleo's Guns, Guns, Guns. Murder and Mayhem at a discount. Get your shotguns from Guns, Guns, Guns today. And it's actually really cheap. 89 caps. That is nothing. That's a bargain. That's almost too good. You can probably adjust that. 59 value by itself. Now, that's not doing the New Vegas gun value system any justice, is it? But yeah. Level 16, guns, triggermen, Brotherhood of Steel, gunners, you know. The first unique is located right here in the Mass Pike Tunnel, closer to the eastern side. There's two main entrances to this place that you'll find on the map. There's the west side over there. That's controlled by the ghouls, and the eastern side, which is controlled by the raiders, with them sort of fighting somewhere halfway in between. The easiest way to get this is just to go through the eastern side and go through this area here. You'll find the raider camp. There's a lunchbox and a couple of mattresses on the ground. You'll find the weapon next to this terminal here, which I believe controls the turret, which has already been destroyed. Anyways, Scoundrel Scattergun. It's a enraging thing. It's interesting. We might make use of that, provided we are in, you know, full combat. We might be able to turn the tables a little bit, or at least create a distraction. Also got the Dragon's Breath shells. Interesting. We have to do this up a little bit, but we'll try to keep it true to what this thing is presented to us right now. The last unique is located on Cricket, the traveling merchant. Now, it might be difficult for you to track down where she is. Sometimes you'll find her outside of Vault 81, but I know where she is because she's dead. So every time I actually need her, I just resurrect her with console commands. Sure. But somewhere she's got that shotgun. It's not that one. It's Creeping Death. There it is. A reference to a Metallica song, maybe. Creeping Death in that one was about the plagues in Egypt, but it's the wounding effect on a shotgun. Very effective. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I think I'm going to make an explosive shotgun, a scoped flechette shotgun, or I could make this one scoped and flechette. Yeah, maybe not worth carrying like 10 shotguns, but I think I could make this work. You just wait and see. Thanks for the shotgun. And we're finally here at the Immersive Gunners Plaza. Here is our Riot shotgun in first person, and it sounds like this when you shoot it. I swear we just double tapped there. I think we two-fanged a shot there. Is that supposed to happen? I don't really know. There it is again. You saw that, right? I swear the sound played twice. Anyways, that car's on fire now, and there's the reload animation. We've seen this reload animation before. Probably not the first Riot shotgun we've ever seen, and possibly not the last, but that's what it looks like in third person. A little bit longer than what we'd expect to see out of this thing if we compare it to the New Vegas version, but Here's some others that I made. This is Scoundrel's Scattergun. It's got the Enraged and Legendary effect. I've just given it a bigger magazine, an advanced receiver, and a duck bill just to give it a little bit more range. The short barrel means the spread is going to be quite large, so at close quarters we'll have to use this thing, but it's okay. This thing has barely any range anyway, so to make use of its damage numbers, we've got to get up nice and close. Anyway, next we've got Creeping Death. It's got a scope on it, short scope, and the flechette rounds. So I've tested it. It does knock people down, so if we're in desperate need of stopping someone right away, and that was a two-fang there. I looked down at the ammo thing as we fired, and we definitely consumed a little bit more ammo there than what we should. The rate of fire on this thing, very, very fast indeed. The recoil is going to get on top of you if you're not ready to counter it though, so just be wary of that. Next, we've got the sniper status version. Suppressor, rifled slugs because they hit scan, recoil compensating stock for blacked out appearance, and for some reason, there is no scope sway. Great news. And lastly, we've got the New Vegas spec version. The only thing that I've done here is increase the magazine capacity, advanced receiver, and an explosive surprise. The spread on this thing is going to make it kind of hard to make use of that explosive, but we won't want to make things too easy and too overpowered now, would we? Let's start off with a little bit of sniping, shall we? Because, you know, playing shotguns to their intended role? Nah, not on my watch. Anyways, so there's some gunners over there. No need to... am I getting sneak criticals or what? Two-fanged it. Okay, I am. The problem here is the range offset isn't what it should be. 30, and 36 damage on a crit. Okay. So, I suppose they're one step ahead of me here. No shotgun sniping for me. But as they get closer, I get more damage. There's a mantis over there. Get out of here, you annoying little bastard. There we go. So we should be in operational range of this thing now, maybe, since I got 720 damage there. Not bad. There we go. Now that they're a little bit closer, we've sort of found the, that's better. We found the limitation of that. We got a couple of good shots in there, but now it is time to bring out our standard one that I made. They are tanking it up a little bit and also AD spamming, but, you know, these gunners, they consider themselves elite sweats, if you will. Let's go over here. Let's not face too many out on the open terrain as much as we can possibly not do it. Try to control the engagements a little bit. We'll take a walk around the long way here to make sure this is going to work. Now, let's go over to my suppressed one again. Never mind, I'm detected. Okay, let's all just chill out a little bit. You're knocked down. You're knocked down. And now you are. Now we can keep juggling these enemies forever. So there's a huge utility value in being able to do that, of course. The little bit of bleeding damage is not too much, sort of icing on the cake when it comes to this, but you get multiple projectiles, and if you do get multiple hits on these guys, you'll find that the damage that you get for the bleeding is actually going to stack up pretty nicely, and that guy just got sent to the moon. Where'd he go? I didn't even yell pull before they did that, so I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that skeet shooting. Anyways, let's go over to explosive. Yeah, why not? That's better. Get up nice and close and personal and hit him with all of the explosive shots that we can. Now, at this stage, we're going to be pretty handily surrounded by these gunners, but I think we've got the damage to stay in this fight, at least for a little bit longer before we activate Nerd Rage. And if we want to do that whilst we've, actually, they're not getting me down to Nerd Rage just yet. And I don't intend for them to do that. Okay, now it's on. We'll try to get as many kills as possible during this phase just to top up our health a little bit. Oh, the magazine capacity and the fire rate, it's so good. That's sort of the main difference between this and the combat shotgun is it's got slightly less capacity, but the rate of fire just makes its DPS so much better. couple that with the readily available explosive rounds. Not that I'm using it most efficiently here, but it seems to be doing a pretty good job. Let's go back over to our flechette thing. Stop right there. And there's someone behind me. There's a few people behind me. That's another two thing. If we can get them all in the same scope view at once, we can knock all of these guys down. Actually, that guy, I broke his legs. It didn't work as well. He just kept shooting at me. The question is, can you knock them down if both of their legs are broken? They're sitting on their animations. I don't know if I can. Anyways, that's Nerd Rage again. Let's activate a little bit of VATS here. That should be enough for you. Right? Maybe. Decent hip fire on this thing as well. That's always a pretty handy thing to have for a shotgun. Sometimes you're not going to have the ability to aim, or the option to aim if you get jumped or something. Although, you know, these are only Fallout NPCs, so it's not the end of the world if we are getting jumped by them. Anyways. So, something you could consider when using this shotgun is, if you want to use the flechette rounds, if you can get your spread to a point where it's narrow enough to hit targets over a range where you won't be doing optimal damage. Although 16 from back there, I understand it's only a little baby turret, but getting hits from back here and just getting that little bit of extraneous bleed damage, it's a good way to capitalize on this thing's damage when normally you wouldn't be able to do it from out of range. So that's very useful, the flechette rounds for that. And not to mention a little bit of extra armor penetration as well. These guys are as tanky as they make them. So offsetting their combat armor benefits by using this particular round, very near top tier. Anyway, let's go over this one for now. Buckshot, for example, just back to back, just to see exactly how the Magnum buckshot goes versus a more armor penetrating effective thing. And I just realized I haven't used this one. Enter Dragon's Breath. Not very impressive. I'm going to use this to grind up some criticals. Oh, it's automatic. Okay, there was no indication this thing would be automatic, but I was surprised. Well, it's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah, okay. Well, that's gonna change things a little bit. Oh, little baby gunner. Because in VATS you get a 3-round burst, you understand, and this thing having a short barrel and not really advanced optics at all, you can get many, many shots in VATS. So eat this. And the crit's doing a massive amount of damage there as well. Speaking of crits, we didn't use the Enraging Legendary effect at all. We'll make use out of this later. This, I swear, that's a fish right there. Anyways, so that there was a Riot Shotgun against Immersive Gunner's Plaza, and you know what? It did pretty well. We've also got the nerd glasses on again. I think they suit her. And it also works with classic holstered weapons as a back apparel piece. Very, very nice indeed. I want to get more shotgun sniping done, so I'm not giving up on this yet, but things aren't looking dire. Let's move on to the monsters. So the trick here is to get him close enough to actually take the full brunt of the damage, but not close enough to see us. Now, we've got the ability to knock him down like that, which is nice, but yeah, we're going to struggle for damage here. Like 123 headshots from back there. That's another 2 thing. There it is again. So we've got to figure out exactly where this thing's going to be more optimal. That's better. That was a couple of 100 points of damage there, if you don't mind. And there we go. Now we're getting into him. Whilst we've got him knocked down, we may as well capitalize on it by hitting him with some beautiful criticals. And as he's crawling a little bit closer, we'll just keep on peppering him. Hopefully we get lucky and we get many, many sniper knockdowns just to make this as easy as possible. I suppose there's no reason for me to absolutely hammer mouse button 1 here. And here's what I'm going to do. Bit of gun fu. As intended, it worked out in the end. There seems to be just a little bit of spread, a little bit of inconsistency, even with the rifled slugs, which I don't hate. I understand there might be a certain cheapness of, oh, it's a bighorn that saw me. Well, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to... Oh, I can't. Well, I can, but it's going to take me a while, so... Luck be lady tonight. There it is. There's a crit. That should be him angry and annoyed, and also, I think I saw a deer off screen. What was that? Okay. Now, things looking a little bit dire. Let's go into VATS mode here. Slow motion. Mysterious Stranger shows up, which could offer me a couple of 100 points of damage. He immediately gets destroyed. What a huge surprise. And now, we're in a position where we want to get close enough to hit everything, but far away that he won't hit us with his giant stick. I think I see a scorpion directly underneath him, and that was a very mistimed VATS there. We got hit in the face as soon as we come outside of that. We can't last another hammer drop, so we'll continue to... Oh, never mind, we can. But now we're angry. Back away from that. And then reload. Slow motion. Activate all of the criticals. Throw everything we've got. And then expertly time this. Mysterious Stranger is going to screw me over here. I can't move. I can't exit this. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay. We've got some AP back. We've got a couple of criticals. Bring it home. And then the centaur shows up. Get your bloody tongues away from me. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Also, who's that? Red Scorpion? I'm gonna snipe you. Alright, well that went down to the wire. And you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna hyper-optimize this gun, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll make use out of this enraging thing. I've got a plan. Watch this. Note the population of Wendigos has tripled from its usual point, and there they are. They're doing some easy gimme kills to all of the insects that spawn around. That's the gun fu fodder, but here's the plan. I don't have any crits now, but I'm looking to change that, so we'll fire a few shots in. I've got a suppressor on this thing, a longer barrel, so hopefully there's a crit, and that's him aggroed, right? He's pissed off. They're gonna start attacking each other? Yes. Let them fight. Look at them. Oh, that's perfect. Now, obviously, this is an extreme example of how you'd utilize this, but evening the odds to allow them... Oh, he's mutated now. He's going to start hitting hard. The question is, how long is he enraged for? Because if he could probably hit both of them enough to get him back into mutation. Okay, now he's good again. So we'll go for a less healthy one. Ah, yes, no crits. Well, I probably could have prepared for this fight a little bit better. That's him crit now, and now I just go over here, and hopefully they annoy each other. I kind of want to watch this fight. Yes, perfect. There goes one. And after that, there is one left. We pick up XP because we shot him, I guess. And lastly, we've got this one, which we can quite simply knock down, maybe. Okay, that was the wrong shotgun to use in that situation. I wanted this one. This one. Perfect. Number 5. No, this was an explosive shotgun. The suppressor cancels it. Okay, maybe I have to reattach the explosive to get the projectile override working, but that is painful. Nope, none of that. That's fine. We can just make him cartwheel in slow motion. Mysterious Stranger has shown up as well. He'll get in his full measure because I'm going to make sure he's not going to get whacked. Now you stay down there, Mr. Wendigo. And there you go. An extreme example of the power of enraging, but watching those 3 fight amongst themselves, very, very satisfying. So there you go. Let's try this explosive suppress thing one more time because I want to take out at least one more. Okay, time for some good old-fashioned explosive suppress shotgun domination, just like Todd used to make. We've all had those explosive combat shotgun drops. We can all remember how excited we were to first see them, or if you've never had that drop legit before, it's an incredible feeling. I got a minigun once. I still have got the memories in my mind of that explosive minigun drop. It was at, what's that place where Captain Bridge is at? That scrapyard that the gunners control up north near Dunwich Borers. I got it there. It was at night time, and I got that that minigun, and I immediately sent a photo to my friend, and I don't think he cared that much, but I was like, fuck yeah, dude, this is awesome. And then, from that point on, I was always carrying that minigun around wherever I bloody well went, and it was a hell of a weapon, because, you know, they double dip in the explosives, but like the explosive minigun, getting an explosive shotgun, very, very fun, and that was pretty rude of you there, Raider, to do that, but yeah, we're done. This is all small fish. Let's head to something a little bit bigger. Say, is it a Mirelurk Queen? Not anymore. So this thing over the combat shotgun, I've spoken about it before, but that little bit of extra rate of fire that you get out of this thing is going to make it so much more powerful in terms of its raw DPS output. So let's go for the head here, why not? If we miss the first couple of shots, no big deal, because explosive, I'm hitting the ground around it and casting the damage accordingly. Now we gotta quickly outwit the Mirelurk by outpathing it, and the job should be as good as done. Even add some criticals in the mix. That was a major crit spam there, and oop, he's following me. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. I'm having a little bit of problems maintaining my AP now, and whoop. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Okay. There's a little bit more of a risk factor in that because, you know, using an explosive shotgun against a melee enemy, if they get up, you might be able to, well, you might do more damage to yourself than they're capable of doing to you. But we pulled through in the end, and, you know, kind of as close as that was in the end, I think we pulled that one off pretty easy. But I think you get the idea. So that there was the Riot shotgun from DAC, and it is definitely worth the download. Pretty much anything from DAC is worth the download, but this one, if you got a hankering for that New Vegas feel, this one fits in very nicely into Fallout 4. That precision and accuracy, or lack thereof. Doesn't look like we're getting a whole ton of pellets out of this thing. That might be a limiting factor, but still, very well made shotgun mod, perfectly executed, so go ahead and download it, highly recommended. Link will be in the description. Thanks for watching.